Okay, next I want to talk about sexagesimal numbers, base 60. Okay, so as we'll see next week, the Mesopotamians, like the Babylonians, Assyrians, etc., use this system. It's a base 60 system, but they only had two ciphers, sort of like a downward stroke for a 1 and like a sideway 1 for 10. And you can see how they build up to go from 1 to 59. So that's the 59 symbols you need for a base 60 system. Okay, and as I said, they were very good at computation, and so this system spread because you could do computations, particularly in astronomy. So for example, the degree, the idea of the unit degree, it came from 1/360th of the zodiac. So it's basically 1 degree was how much the zodiac moved in a day, sort of approximated by this base 60 system. And so from Mesopotamia, it spread around, it spread to Greece. And so the Greek had their number system. So they used, so the Greek alphabet has 24 letters. So they needed 27 letters for their cipher system. So they used the Phoenician alphabet, which is kind of like older. It's what they took the Greek alphabet from. So you can see alpha, beta, gamma, delta, all that there. And so they would use these, they would use a base 10 system for saying their numbers, but because of the Mesopotamian influence, they would use base 60 for their fractions. And so, for example, 100 and the number 100 and a half, the integer part would be in base 10, so they would have the symbol P, and then the half would be in base 60, so that would be lambda. So P lambda would be 100 and a half. You know, if they had a base 60 system, 100 in base 60, of course, is 60 plus 40, but 60 is the 1, so it would be a alpha, an A, and then M. So A would be the first sexagesimal digit, and M would be the second sexagesimal digit if you were doing it in base 60. But they didn't use base 60 for their numbers, only for their fractions. Interestingly, our word myriad comes from Greek. It meant 10,000. So in sort of everyday life, 10,000 was kind of like the biggest number you could have, was their countless number. Okay, so the Greeks then passed on to the Islamic scholars. And so pre the Hindu numbers, they used a system like the Greek system. So they'd use the Islamic alphabet, which has 28 letters. So they could go up to 1,000. And this was used, but they used actually base 60 a lot. And so if you're using base 60, then you only need the first 14 letters in the alphabet. You only have to go up to N, which I believe in Islamic, they call N, none. Then you could do your numbers that way. Okay.